Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing this candy cane-esque inspired eye look. This was also inspired by beautebean. If I remember, I will look up her video and link it down below. My red and green eye look was also inspired by her. I love her channel, so definitely go check her out if you have not. But we're going to be using a few palettes today. I know that's annoying, so I apologize. I'm also someone that gets annoyed when people use more than one palette, but here we are. I've been really liking peppermint this year, so as you can see, my nails are peppermint themed, and I thought I would do a peppermint-esque look. So I used a shade out of the Laura Lee Sleigh Bells palette. There's 2 shades out of the Gingerbread Spice, and then 1 shade out of the Christmas Morning from Give Me Glow. But you don't have to use these, obviously. You can use any reds and whites that you have in your collection. This is just what I had. So there's some red liner, some red glitter, a slightly red pinky lip. So yeah, if you want to see how I got this candy cane inspired look, then just keep on watching. Make sure you're subscribed if you are not already. Make sure your notification bell is turned on. I try and upload regularly when I have my life together. It's not always the case, but I am wearing a Christmas sweatshirt. My hair is just whatever. And yeah, we're going to jump into the eye look. So I tried to bring you in pretty close. We're not going to use necessarily it's not very complicated. I did use a few different products, but I brought you in fairly close. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing. And I'm only using 4 or 5 different brushes here, so not a lot. I already primed my eyes. I've been using the Gerard Clean Canvas Eye Base. It's very concealer-like, so that's what's all over. I don't set it because I don't like to do that, so it's just a tacky base. So we're going to start off with Laura Lee Sleigh Bell palette, and I'm going to use the cherry chocolate shade right here on a Sigma E25 blending brush, and I'm just going to put that in the crease, and then I'm just going to drag it out just a little bit. Now my mirror is down here in the corner, so hopefully that doesn't bother you too much. Yeah, this look is not complicated. I feel like it took me a little bit of time to do the other eye just because I was kind of trying to figure out what exactly I wanted to use. And I did do, obviously, the liner and mascara. I was going to put a lash on that side, and I decided just to wait until I'm done. So I'm just going to flick it out a little bit on that side. And then I'll bring this up because my eyes are hooded. So I want to make sure that you can see it. And then this is a very brick red shade. I wanted to do sort of candy cane inspired. Been liking peppermint a lot this season. So then I went into my Christmas Morning palette with the shade Cozy Fire, which is just the red, because I said this is a little bricky red and I wanted it a little more red. I didn't necessarily want to use the Give Me Glow shade by itself because I didn't want it quite fire engine red either. So use whatever red you want, because I definitely could have just used this shade, but sometimes that color blended out looks a little more pink, although this looks, I feel like, a little pink too, so probably wouldn't have mattered. Hopefully it's not super annoying that I used some different palettes. Sometimes that's annoying. I know I get annoyed sometimes when I watch tutorials and people are using 5 different palettes, but here we are. Just putting a little bit more in the crease and kind of dragging that up. Hopefully these end up the same color. I feel like this side looks a little more red now than the other side, and I might have to tweak it. So I'm going to go back into the Laura Lee palette. That is the only struggle that I've ever had doing one eye off camera and one eye on camera, is getting my eyes to match. Almost never, they almost never do. So I'm just gonna clean that brush off and then go over it. And then I did use a shade out of my Gingerbread Spice, along with my lid shade is out of Gingerbread Spice. Might have to put a little more red on this side. I'm going to do it right now while we're here so that you can kind of see the process. That looks a little better. Yeah, it's so hard when you do one eye and then trying to recreate it. They almost never look the same. So then I went into Gingerbread Spice and I used Sugar Daddy, just a little bit of this pink on just a small little fluffy brush, just to soften that edge just a little bit. Didn't necessarily want it to look pink per se, but just something to help. We'll blend this side up a little bit more since I tweaked it. Okay. And then under the brow bone, I'm using Frostbite Me. And then that's also the lid shade. This is the one color that people really complained about in this palette. It is chunky. I don't think it's bad on its own, because you can see under my brow bone, I'm just placing it. There's no glitter glue, but on my lid, I did use a glitter adhesive. So just on a flat brush and a little bit of NYX glitter glue, I'm not gonna like full on cut the crease. I feel like it covered fairly well. Again, my eyes are small and very hooded, so I either have to just do right up to the crease, which is basically what I'm doing right now, or I have to go way above. And because my eyes are so small, I don't like to do that very often. And I'm just taking the glitter adhesive just up where I kind of swooshed out the red. Okay, so I'm going to go back into the Frostbite Me shade. And this does have fallout. It is chunky. Like I said, this is the one shade that people absolutely hated from this palette. It is flaky, but like with the glitter primer down, like it stays in put. Like I've used this before and I've never really had a problem with this color. It does help to kind of push it, press it down, but once I get it on, like I don't find it flaking on me throughout the day, because like I said, I've used this color before. I like that it's a little chunky and kind of snow-esque almost. I think that's why I picked it. But yeah, a lot of people like full on hated it, and not everybody wants it like super textured shadow, so I get it. And then I'm just gonna bring it up where we dragged that red just underneath. Okay, and then for inner corner, I'm just going to use the highlight that's on my face. I went with Flexitarian from ColourPop. I wanted something very icy. Most of my highlights, I have a lot of like champagne gold. I don't have a ton like icy highlights I discovered. This is one of the few ones, I'll put a little more over here, that I still have. So, and I've had this for a couple years. Just make sure you put the lids on really tight. Mine hasn't dried out or done, yeah, and I've had this for, like I said, a few years, so it's still going. I'll just go over where there's like an obvious big chunk. And I just took it over my eyelashes just to make sure I got, and there's white glitter all over me, but that's all right. Okay, and then for liner, I'm using, this is from Pure. This is the red one from their Grinch collection 2 years ago. This is the heart 3 times. This is the only thing I have left from that collection. I got the 4-pack of the liners and I have them. There was a black, a green, a white, and this red. It's not the most opaque. I had to go over a few spots, but the applicator I think is relatively easy to use. And then I added a little Profusion glitter on top of the line. So we'll do that in a minute. If you don't have a red liquid liner, like I said, I only use this because I have it. You can use a liquid lipstick. I know people hate Jeffree Star right now, but his liquid lipsticks are eye safe, but I've used liquid lipsticks that aren't eye safe and I've never had a problem. The only problem I run into is if you put one that's got like super stain power, sometimes it's hard to get it off, even with eye makeup remover. So that's the only, I would just be aware of which one you're using just as far as removal purposes goes, but don't feel like you have to go out and buy a red liner. And I'm just using this one because I have it. And that's really the only reason that I kept these, because I wouldn't say that this is the best liquid liner formula, but it's a, you know, it's a fun color. I will say the green out of this collection is not very green. It looks more like a teal. So I don't find myself using that one a whole lot. And my wings are probably not going to match either, so that's all right. My eyeshadow didn't match. I doubt very much that the wings are going to, so I'm just kind of taking the wing where that white is underneath the red, and you can see where it's like, so it's not super opaque. And this does dry down fairly quickly, so that's nice. And then I got this at Walmart. This is Profusion's Bling It On glitter liner, and this is in Royal Ruby. I don't necessarily like this on its own. It is very watery, but I thought it looked nice on top of this. I didn't have a red one, so when I was at Walmart a while ago, I thought I would buy this one and try it. They have a blue one, I think, that looked really pretty that I wouldn't mind picking that one up too. Not that I need any more glitter, but these are fairly inexpensive, and for the price, like I said, these are not as good as the Urban Decay glitters. The glitter liners, like Distortion's my favorite from there, but they work. They do dry down. You can make them work. They're just a little more watery, I would say, than the Urban Decay ones, but I have some from Sephora that are about the same consistency, and I can make them work too. So for the price, you can't beat them. And then for a lower lash liner, I'm going to use the KAB lip liner in Charming. Again, be careful when you're using lip liners because they may not be eye safe. I've never had a problem putting a lip liner in my waterline. I have a few from LA Girl and the neon lip liners, and that's all I use them for is eyeliner. But if you are somebody that is sensitive, I would just be careful so that you don't end up with a reaction. So then we're going to use the same colors we used on the top. I'm going to start off with Cherry Chocolate. So yeah, not complicated. At all. It just took me longer to do the other side because I wasn't 100% on what exactly I was doing. And then I went back in with a little more Christmas, the Christmas Morning palette. That's not the name of the shade. Cozy Fire. Keep wanting to call the red Christmas Morning. That is not the name. Occasionally I will just make up color names. So if I'm calling something the wrong name, I apologize. And then I'm just smoking that out. And then the same blending brush that I used on the top. Let's see, are we? Yeah, this side's more red. Let me put a little more Cozy Fire over here because now the bottom doesn't look the same. You use a smidge more of one color and it just completely changes. But I found if I drag this color down, it kind of hides my under eye creases. My under eye creases are starting to get a little extreme. Okay, so I'm going to throw mascara and my lashes on this side, and I will pick out some sort of a lip color and I will show you the finished. Okay, so this is the finished look. My lashes are the Allure 3/4 length, so they don't come completely over, but it's just enough that I feel like it adds a little something. If you are somebody that struggles with putting lashes on, I would highly suggest trying these Allure ones. I got these off of Amazon. They were like $4.99. I did order a second pair in this style, and then I got another one to try just because these are so easy. And I'm somebody that struggles with the inner corner part, so the fact that they like stop right here, but they're very like, gives me a little something without being dramatic. And you could put some mascara on these and make them look a little more like pow if you wanted to, but. And then for liquid lipstick, where did I put it? This is Candy Cane from the new Too Faced Holiday Collection. I haven't used this one yet. It has some mint in it. There's like a cooling sensation, so that's nice. And yeah, this is the finished look. Like I said, super easy. Definitely took me longer to do this side just because I was figuring out products, but I think it's cute. Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys doing any holiday makeup this year? It's been kind of a bummer because I know a lot of people are still working from home and states are starting to shut down again. So I don't think people are doing the holiday makeup that they were doing in the past. But let me know what you guys thought of this finished look. I really like it. I think it's pretty. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys. So make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. I hope everybody is having a wonderful December so far. And hopefully I will see you all in another video very, very soon. Bye, everybody.